वेस्ट इंडीज वर्सेस श्रीलंका का मैच है गाइस, पहला टेस्ट मैच। शुरू हो जाएगा बहुत जल्द ही, ज़्यादा समय नहीं बचा। बट राइट नाउ जो आप देख सकते हो, ये वार्म अप हुआ था। वेस्ट इंडीज की जो टीम है वार्म अप किया था, कल परसों की बात है। ये वार्म अप गेम के कुछ मोमेंट्स आपको नज़र आ रहे हैं। अब वहीं बात करें मैच की, तो मैच अभी शुरू होएगा, तब हम लोग लाइव ज़रूर करेंगे उस मैच को। तो इससे पहले आप ये देख सकते हो, अभी तक ऑफिशियल ब्रॉडकास्टिंग स्टार्ट नहीं हुई है। वैसे मैं बात करूँ टॉस की, तो 9:30 बजे इसका टॉस होना है। एंड दिस इज इन द WTC 2021 एंड 2023। दैट मीन्स यहाँ पे जो मैच जीतेगा वो WTC में पॉइंट्स दर्ज करने वाला है। सो लेट्स सी क्या कुछ रहेगा। फिलहाल अगर हम बात करें तो दिस इज रियली गुड पिच। ये मैच की मैं बात करूँ तो ये गेले में है, ज़रूर स्पिनर्स के लिए मदद रहेगी। सिर्फ और सिर्फ 1-2 मिनट और है दोस्तों यहाँ पे मैच के टॉस होने में। जो भी लोग हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं उनका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया और बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप सभी का जुड़ने के लिए हमारे साथ। सिर्फ 1-2 मिनट में यहाँ पे टॉस हो जाएगा। बात की जाए इस मैच की, तो ये बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण मैच है दोनों ही टीमों के लिए। जीतना चाहेगी दोनों ही टीम। 30 मिनट के बाद यहाँ पे मैच है वो शुरू हो जाएगी। वेस्ट इंडीज और श्रीलंका के बीच में ये पहला टेस्ट मैच है ये। और यहाँ पर हम लोग बात करें तो ये वार्म अप हुआ था वेस्ट इंडीज की टीम में थोड़े दिनों पहले। यहाँ पे वार्म अप किया था गेले में, एंड दैट इज ऑल अबाउट इट।
මේ PC එකට අවුලක් නැතුව අර ඇඩ මේ මොකද කන්වර්ට් එකක් කරානේ මේක කරන්න වෙන්නේ. මේක නම් මල්ලි 8000 ගණන් දුහි දුනා මේක. අන්න ඒසේ රන් රේට් එක බහලා බං. මගේ ෆෝන් එකට මට පිස්සු වල කමෙන්ට් කරපු තනු මේ වෙලාව ඉන්න විදිය. ලෙජන්ඩ් එකක් ගහමු හෙට බලමු දෙමල්ලි. හෙට සමුදන හෙට වැඩ රැට් තමයි ලයිව් දාන්න වෙන්නේ. लाइक में सेट लाइव लाइक कर मुझे यार फोटोग्राफी करना जो ऑल राउंड दन्नो ने नौकर दे आपने एक पार एनजी की बैडमिंटन की उसे वाला बम कुछ बैडमिंटन की उसे हम फोटोग्राफी करना आइए PS4 के प्ले स्टेशन वाली फोटोग्राफ मंग इधर कैंपस से निकाल कर आइए दन्नो ने हम इधर में यार कैंपस से बैठ के मातले कुल्ले की पुट्टा कांचन ने तीनों फोटो टिक डाल देने की होगी एक हरीश वाली गुड मॉर्निंग आ रहा है एम नो तभी हाउस में एवल में मैच की तुटी गांव में फर्स्ट देख तो हमारी रिवर करूं इस तरह ये करे देन है देन बिलावक ने जो बेकाई में का एक नेता आसा है पैतुमा हाथली से का है लाइक करो सेट लाइव लाइक करो मजा फॉलो करने सेट फॉलो करूं कनिष्क वाले थैंक यू क्या सल अरे अच्छा साउथ रेट मत ने නයි කියලා කරලා පොපා නයිට් නතරනේ. කෝඩ් එක වදින්නේ නැහැ බා. PS4 controller PC එකට wireless connect කරන්න පුළුවන්. 7000 ගන්න. ඒ use එකක්ද කරේ මන්තමල්ලි? use එකක්ද ගත්තේ? 5 change එකක්ද? කතු මොකක් කරේ කළද අනිවාර්යයෙන්. අන්න කඩිකුඩි පොස් තාම ආවේ නැහැ බෝල් කරන්න මචං. පාර. කතුමගේ පාරවල් බහින අඩේ බහින්නේ නැහැ නේ. අඩ ගියා. බෑබෑ ගියා. අද මැච් එක හේෂාන් මල්ලි. use දෙයක්. මාත් බලන්න ඕන. අද මේක ඉතුරු ටික අපි මේ ෆස්ට් ඩේ එක ඉතුරු ටික හවසට ගහමු මොදේ මම දැන් එන්ඩ් කරන්න ඕන හින්දා 10ට 10 කාලෙ විතර මම එන්ඩ් කරනවා ඩිවිලියර්ස් සම්මතීමක් දෙමු අපි මැච් එකක් දෙමු හෙට අනිත් දිහාට ගහමු මොදේ ඩිවිලියර්ස් නේ එක ඉක්කු සෙන්ඩ් හાર્ට් වලට පැතුම 58ට 45යි කරන්ට් එක ගියා හරි වේදනයි එහෙනම් හොඳටම කරලා කරන්ට් එක මැච් එක 10ටද 10 අමාරුද 10ට 10 අමාරුට මට ඉතින් මීටුන්නේ නැහැ ෆලෝ කරමු මචං ෆලෝ කරන සෙට් එක ලයික් කරන සෙට් එක ලයික් කරමු ඕෆ් සීසන් එකේ එහෙම තමයි ඉතින් ලයිව් මචං ෆලෝ කරමු අපිත් එක හැමදාම සෙට් වෙන කැමති එල්ල කොල්ල කෙල්ල සෙට් එක ෆලෝ කරලා දාගෙන යන්න හොඳේ 10ට මැච් එක මම හිතුවා 10 අමාරු කියලා ඇෂස් එකක් ගහමු 10 ටික අල්ලලා හරි 50යි නේද කොල්ලා ලස්සනයි බං බුල්ටි බැට්මන් ෂොට් ටික පොරේ ෂොට් ටික ලස්සනයි ඈ මාර ලස්සනයි ඩ්‍රයිව්ස් ටික බං බලන්න ගියා මේ ඕල් රවුන්ඩර් ඉන්නේ ආයෙ දන්නවනේ කරන්ට් එක ගියා ආයෙ ආවලා එනං ඉස්සරයි ඉතින් එන්නම් කොහෙද යන්නේ පුතික මල්ලි එන්දානේ උට ඕනේ මොකද්ද මේ පාර අඩෝ තාම බෝලේ අලුත් බං අර තාම බෝලේ අලුත් කියපන් අර රතු පාට දිලිසෙනවා බං කතුම 60කට 49 මචං ඈ අනු thank you heart වලට කෙල්ලේ මාස්මලි thank you heart වලට කල්දු thank you shares වලට කොල්ලෝ මැච් එක මම හිතන්නේ ගාලු කොටුවට කියලා බලන්න පුළුවන් නේ එජ් අවුලන්නේ කොහෙන් හරි බහිනවනේ දෙකයි අරු මේ පැත්ත දුවති පැතුම මැද බා හරිම වේදලයි 50යි 50යි පැතුම අද ඔය විදිහට පැතුම 50 ගහලා ගන්නෑ කොහොමද ගැම්මක් නේද අන්න ස්ලිප් ලොකුට පැතුම වැගන් විල්ලේ බලව 1-6යි 4 කීපයක් ඇදලා තියෙනවා හයිපර් ඔන්න ප්‍රොෆයිල් නමලිය බලන්න ඔය ගෙදර උස්සල ගහමු එකක් ගහමු මම හිතන්නේ ස්පිනර්ස් ලා අපිට පාරවල් වලට යන්න වෙයි ආන්න ඇවිල්ලා ඩෑල් එක කඩි උඩ පොස් අඩෝ හෝඩ් එක වැඩ කරන්නේ නැහැ බං අඩෝ හෝඩ් එක වැඩ කරන්නේ නැතුව අට වේදනාව දෙයි බං අඩෝ මට හෝඩ් ගහන්න නේ ෂොට්ම තමයි ගහන්න වෙන්නේ මම මාස් දෙන්නේ දිව්‍යාංජන මිරාන් ගොඩ දවසකින් දැක්කේ කොහොමද මෙන්න කඩි උඩ පොස් ආවා එකට තුනක් ඕබා මේ මට ෆෝඩ් ගහන්න විදියට තමයි බටන් එක වැඩ කරන්නේ හැම වෙලාවෙම හැම බෝල්ටම පාරව ගහන්න විදියක් නැති නේ බා අවුලන්නේ බෝලේ කැපෙනවා ගාල්ලේ පළවෙනි දවසේම කැපෙනවා මචං ඈ පළවෙනි දවසේම බෝලේ කැපෙනවා හොඳටම කැපෙනවා ඈ පඩියේ බෝල් කරන් පඩියේ අනු thank you heart වල අනු චීටන් කාල කන්දු අයියා එම් කියන්නේ අනුර මේ ඔවුනේ සයිස් එක හැටියට පේන්නේ නැද්ද මම අඩි මම හිතන්නේ 7ක්වත් උස ඇති මුනේ අනිෂ්කමලි දවස් 257යි නයිසා කෙම්ම කොම්ලු පාර කයිනේ මහවර කදගත්ත 10 කට 10ට වගේ කරන්න ඕන මල්ලි මට පොඩි ගමනක් යන්න තියෙනවා අපි හවසට දාමු ලයිව් එක හොඳ ඉතුරු ටික 10ට කොහොම මැච් එක පටන් ගන්න ඕනේ හුඟා ස්පිනර් කෙනෙක් නැහැ නේ බා මූ විතරනේ ඉන්නේ නේ වෙන ස්පිනර් කෙනෙක් නැහැ නේ පළවෙනි දවස් 100ක් ඉස්සෙන් කිතන මල්ලි. එම්මක් තමා. පාඩෝ. ඒ. මදෑ පාරක් ගහන්න ගියා. ආඩෝ ඇන්ජි පාඩුයි ඈ. ඇන්ජි මම පාරක් ගහන්න ගියා. කොහෙද යන්නේ තනු? ආඩෝ වැදුන්නේ නෑ මම පාර. ඕන නොගහ ටෙස්ට් එකේ දිනන තියා ඉතිහාසය දෙනවා. නෑ මම හවුස් එකේ හදා ගන්නවා. ටොස් එකේ දිනන ශ්‍රී ලංකාව. ශ්‍රී ලංකාව බැට් ෆස්ට්ලු. අපේ ලයිව් එක වගේම තමයි. ටික අපරාධ මම හදීතලා මැතිව්ස්ගෙන් පාරක් ගස්සන්න ගියා බා. මැතිව්ස්ගෙන් පාරක් හදන්න ගියා බා. ඉස්සරහට පැනලා. අනේ චන්දි අපි විකට් කීපර්. කැනි බාල්. අවුලක් නැහැ සෙකන්ඩ් ඉනිං එක ගහමු. සෙකන්ඩ් ඉනිං එක ගහමු කොහමද? ආඩෝ පාර. ලස්සන්ට වැදුන කණුවලනේ. මත් කිය රෑන්නම්. එම්බ. ලයික් කරන සෙට් එක ලයිව් ලයික් කරමු මචං. අද ඇන්ජින්න කොල්ලෝ. ෆලෝ කරමු සෙට් එකක් ඉන්නවා ෆලෝ පාරක් දාගෙන යමු. ඒ ළඟින් ගියේ. තනාල් දවස් 93යි ගෙම්මක් හොඳේ. ෆලෝ කරමු සෙට් එකක් ඉන්නවා මචං. ෆලෝ පාරක් දාගෙන යන්න පිටේ දිගම සෙට් එකක් කැමති අය. වරෙන්න. අන්න ජන්දුමාල්ගේ ෂොට් එක. බඩ වහින්න නැද අතර? හරි වේදනයි යඩේ හතර බැස්සේ නැහැ කියපන්කෝ. ආ චන්දිමලයාරු දෙන්න එක පැත්තට දුවනවා බා. හරි වේදනයි. ඇන්ජින්. එතකොට ගින්ගින් දැ. මම ළඟ බෝ ගෙවල් ළඟ. හලෝ කොල්ලන් තියෙන්නේ ආන්ඩ්‍ර. ඉස්සෙමලි දවස් 154යි. ආයි. ඊට පටන් ගන්න 10ට දිල්සම්. ඔස දවස් 131යි. එම්මක් කුම්ලනේ.
Who departed with the score on 236 for 4 when Chase went for 75. John Campbell had already brought up his 100 and did so with 12 fours and 2 sixes and batted well. Rakeem Cornwall comes into the attack, perhaps to quiet things down and perhaps to break this going partnership, and that partnership between Chase and John Campbell, who eventually got 129, has been the feature, or was the feature of the first day. Wow. We see a double opportunity here, but umpire Gustard is still standing there. What is he doing, Sylvester Joseph? Explain the action. That one was driven by Blackwood. Looked as though it may have pitched just in front of Virasamy Pamal, or there could have been a chance based on our angle. And then the return came in a flash, hit Cornwall's hand, dislodged the bail, and then there was the appeal.
Yeah, but I must give the umpire the credit. He was right in a good position, focusing and giving the opportunity. But I think it was a tight one, and we do not have the replay here, the third umpire's
That's
input, so it's going to be difficult. So he gave the benefit of
the doubt to the batsman.
But it looked pretty close. We all know that Blackman is one of the fastest sprinters in terms of cricketers in the Caribbean.
You're saying Blackman, but Blackwood.
Blackwood is one of the fastest cricketers in the Caribbean. So it was a tight one, and he got the benefit of the doubt.
Cornwall is ready. This time it's Imran Khan. They persist with the leg slip, the forward short leg, silly mid on, and the slip all close. And Rakeem Cornwall taking only one wicket yesterday. He was the one to have dismissed John Campbell for his mammoth innings. This one is hiked out over the extra cover boundary. 6 runs. Imran Khan is ablaze. Moves into the 20s. Moves up to 23. And he is signaling his intention here. And it's not going to be an easy task, because these two are pushing it very quickly this morning. From an overnight position of 280 for 7, they have moved on to 321 for 7. Blackwood 34 and Imran Khan 23.
Yeah, and this is the ideal start that I think that Chase as the captain was looking for this morning. I don't think that they wanted to lose any early wickets, and they definitely taking the initiative away from Craig Bartwick's 11. I hate to see set that spin bowlers, they just come and they basically just float the ball in the air. They're not really, you don't see that particular delivery that Cornwall is really bowling the delivery and getting the zip on the delivery. I saw a few early in the over where I thought Blackwood would basically do the same, but he resisted. But that was a brilliant shot again from his
Imran Khan.
Yeah, from Imran Khan. The last 3 or 4 shots Imran Khan played, he looks like a number 3 batter.
Definitely. Really playing well. This time it's Blackwood standing up straight to this one from Preston McSween. McSween bowling well with him himself in this spell. As we mentioned yesterday, those early stages of the game really saw excellent batting from Chase and John Campbell in particular. But before that, it was not so good because the batters struggled against the fast bowlers. Blackwood hammering that one into the ground. Because when you looked at how it went, Mosley only scoring 3 when he was caught behind off the bowling of Jaden Seals, and Sonny Lambris was LBW2 Seals for Doc, both falling with the score on 12, and then Kuma Bonner LBW to McSween for 16, 53 for 3. Blackwood doing good defensive work here. And then at that stage, just about 45 minutes to go to lunch, when the 2 senior pros really held on, Chase and John Campbell, they weathered the storm from Seals and McSween, and then they took command. And after a flurry of wickets falling just before the close, a lovely delivery, that one beating Blackwood. Should he have come forward on that occasion rather than playing back to the left arm going across?
I think he played that pretty well. He saw it early that when he dropped it, went away a bit from him, and he watched it closely, carefully, and saw it pass. I think he was in control. It was a good delivery though, but I think he was
in control.
He's really batting well. He eyes in just to continue.
Oh, ball! That was on stump. Excellent delivery from Preston McSween, getting his 3rd wicket. Jermaine Blackwood bowled for 36 to score 321 for 8.
That was another excellent delivery. Remember the ball before, went away from the batter and caught him. So I think I believe that he was really, focusing more on that delivery because it was a good one, and the next one was an even better one because that one came back in. So you can give McSween a lot of credit because he bowling with a plan. He can see that he knows exactly what he's doing. One go away and then the next one came back, and Blackwood was in no position to play that delivery. So it was a well bowled delivery, and yes, 3 peg, your stump's gone back, and Blackwood, good partnership breaker that was, because these guys, this partnership was looking really animous for the Chase 11.
Definitely, it was looking ominous, and they were piling on the runs quickly, and for sure they have found themselves in a position where they can they can have a little more breathing space. So in comes the new batsman. Looks like Smith, and in fact it's Warrican, Jomel Warrican. Imran Khan, no. Imran Khan stands at the non-striker's end. Warwick shoulders arms and allows the ball to go through. So what is happening here as this over comes to an end is that the fast bowlers have been the one to do the damage. 3 to Jaden Seals yesterday, 2 to Max Sween yesterday. Max Sween making the breakthrough today. So 6 of the 8 wickets have gone to the fast bowlers, though we have had the spinners playing a major role in terms of number of overs.
Yeah, I mean, I must give the curator credit, the ground staff, for the night before, which was Sunday night. We had the international 2020 T20 international played, on the same venue, and to see the very next day that they can come and start a 4-day game with a pitch, with offering assistance for both the batting team and the fielding team, the bowlers, fast bowlers in particular. If you bowl the good areas, you can get your reward, and I think that this is a good cricket pitch. So, giving the groundsmen and the curator thumbs up for the situation. I mean, Sunday evening when we had the T20 international, and now you come back on Monday morning, with a 4-day game. I must give them credit to the groundsmen, the ground staff.
Not a no ball from Minley. He really has to do some work at this level. Really cannot be bowling a no ball almost every other over. That ought to be a personal concern and ought to be a concern for the bowling coach, the coaching staff, and for the team in general. Imran Khan showing his prowess there. Quite a competent player. He has been on the attack, but now he has gone on defensive. Of his 23, 3 4s and a 6. And at no time you could say he was slugging. Excellent batting from Imran Khan. Jermaine Blackwood, his 36, would have been the 3rd highest score. That is following the outstanding performances of John Campbell, which is 129, and Chase with his 75. Imran Khan stands up straight to that one from Minley and plays it well. After that, there wasn't much to write home about, because whereas, as I mentioned in the post-lunch session yesterday, they went untouched. In fact, they didn't lose a wicket. They added 90 runs after that early start of 3 for 53 pre-lunch, being back. Continued to bat well. They took the score up to 162 for 3. And then Imran Khan down the leg side allows it to go through. And then after they would have added 90 runs in the post-lunch session, the post-tea session, they scored 118 runs, but they lost 4 wickets. Because once that partnership between John Campbell and Ruston Chase ended, we saw a flurry of wickets. And one would understand that the context of Imran Khan's performance to date. Lovely delivery on this occasion, beating all ends up, pushing forward, but tentatively on that occasion, not with confidence, not with the measure of assurance that he has given prior to that delivery.
Yeah, and a very good delivery, line length, and the ball, goes to the keeper a bit, just away from the batsman, and had a batsman really well beaten. What you thought about what your thoughts on the one-day international coming up tomorrow?
My thoughts is that it could well be even Stevens, because if we are to assess it against what transpired in the T20, though the West Indies won the T20, you would recognize a few things that Sri Lanka could have won the series, barring the excellence of Fabian Allen towards the end of that last T20, and Kyron Pollard's magic 6 sixes. Imran Khan gets a good one and handles it well in the end, because there was no forward short leg, but that was certainly a good bounce on the part of Minley.
I thought that they snuck back into the game.
Yes, certainly. And here is the first delivery.
Hello, welcome to the postgraduate program in Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning offered by the University of Texas.
It's mainly the ball going through. We apologize that the mic was not on, but the ball going straight through on that occasion. So the guys are all in clean whites this morning. 3 slips, the gully, the cover point. Leaves it alone once again. Imran Khan picks up the line well, and yesterday we commented that the Craig Brathwaite 11 cannot be complacent because Imran Khan has a first-class 100. And we know Jermaine Blackwood, he's no stranger. He has 2 test hundreds. He has 6 first-class hundreds. So he's a man who understands situations like these. So once again, the third delivery outside the off-stump. That may be the ploy. Sylvester Joseph not going towards the wicket, but Imran Khan is comfortable.
Well, we are sort of mainly his basic line of attack is just about the foot stump area. You know, he bowls a good consistent line and length, and you know, hopefully that he can draw Blackwood into an error. But to start it out, this is a good start. You know, getting himself in the right frame of mind.
This time, Imran Khan gets bat onto it, and a good start. Minley would suggest being able to play it just outside the off stump. He would have suggested that those 3 deliveries outside the off stump, maybe one was on its way towards the stumps. So later on, Vernon Springer and Terry Leraji will join us. Imran Khan opens his account for the morning. Opens the account for the Ruston Chase 11 for the morning. So they have moved from 280 to 281. Imran Khan moves to 4, and Jermaine Blackwood would face his fellow Jamaican for the first time of the morning.
Yeah, Imran Khan, you know, he has a cool, calm composure. You know, he plays each ball according to the merit, which is, you know, a good factor, you know, for a first-class player. He plays within himself, you know, and he always has that composure at the crease. So I think Blackwood, you know, can trust Imran a bit, so the two of them can have a good partnership.
Blackwood comes forward, covers up well, ends the over. Only a single from the over. A mixed over, 3 outside the off stump, offering no inducement for the batsman, and then 3 dead on stumps. Minley would be happy that at least he got through the over with only 1 run being scored. At the same time, Imran Khan would have had a good look, and Jermaine Blackwood at least getting 1 in the middle.
Yeah, the first over, you know, nothing really to trouble the batters. You know, Imran started off, you know, watchfully, you know, and got an easy single on the offside. And Blackwood get himself in. We see how he started yesterday, you know, playing himself in, and then he went on the attack, as we know Blackwood would. So I think that he has a competent partner at the other end. So with a good partnership, I think they're looking forward to get off to a good start and have a good partnership going for team chase.
And yesterday, the new ball did the trick, the second new ball. And let's see how well they will do this morning, the new ball bowlers. Preston Maxwell just giving up a run there to Imran Khan. And we saw yesterday afternoon that with the dismissal of Jamal Hamilton, there was really a ploy by Craig Brathwaite and Max Sween, and now the same move. Hetmeyer is at leg slip, and then there are the two slips and the gully. So Raheem Cornwall is at first slip, and with the leg slip, there is an opportunity, I think, for him to once again try to pitch the ball into the rib cage. Oh, this time here is Blackwood glancing, in fact, guiding this one down to the backward of square boundary for 4. It was short. It was outside the off stump, and he glided it without any danger whatsoever. This one was not to the body, but in fact gave him a lot of room.
Yes, indeed. I mean, those deliveries, those short deliveries now, you know, batsmen tend to up and over with them, and Blackwood, we saw it yesterday early where he go over first slip, and this one he went over point with an easy boundary. These deliveries high and wide, you got to, if you're going short, and how the field is set, you got to stay into the body because there is no cover, no body at point. So you definitely, if you're bowling, you got to bowl stay as close as possible. So that, I think, was a freebie, and Blackwood, you know, gracefully accept.
Well, that's the nature of the man. Aggressive by nature. He is on 22. He will continue, I believe, and hope that he can flourish. Jermaine Blackwood, diminutive figure. Good delivery still, but he was able to steer it down to backward point. Two fielders are chasing after it. It's the captain that picks it up and sends the return in. In fact, no, it's Hodge. Shamar Brooks. And both Shamar Brooks and Powell were chasing after that one. So Blackwood is moving along merrily.
In their lineup.
He's on 24.
And a proud moment for that youngster. Lozano carrying that West Indies cap.
A daunting challenge indeed for the West Indies. Young man coming into the team, modest numbers, but he's got the opportunity to make a name for himself. But for Sri Lanka, they've never lost to the West Indies in a test match in Sri Lanka. So for Craig Brathwaite and his men, it's a huge challenge that they face here.
Name of the game for the West Indies captain and the bowlers to make sure to not allow Sri Lanka to go past 300 runs. If they're able to do that, well, that'll be a challenge for the Sri Lankan side in this test match. Both the openers making their way to the centre. Captain Dimut, Karuna Ratne along with Nisanka. Both are able batsmen, possess good technique, know how to handle different situations, and most importantly, once they're in, go big, especially their captain.
Got a habit of getting big scores on this ground. The West Indies fans saw Pathum Nisanka in Antigua, March into April, and looked an impressive player. Early stages of his career, already 100 under his belt, a 50 under his belt. For the West Indies, as they get set, they'll certainly not want to repeat what happened here 6 years ago when they spent 2 days in the field, conceding almost 500 runs, then lost by an inning. So they've got quite a bit of work to do here. There's no question about the challenge that they face in these conditions. The feeling very much for Sri Lanka to bat and bat as long as they can. These ideal conditions, ideal weather as well. We had quite a bit of rain in midweek leading up to the test match, but it's bright sunshine now, and as per usual for the West Indies, Black Lives Matter, putting up the right fist, taking the knee, remembering the issues of discrimination, racism, and as we see what is happening all over the world, issues of discrimination have certainly come to the fore. And for the West Indies, with the West Indies history, it's really paramount that they be at the vanguard of this Black Lives Matter recognition in the game of cricket.
Yeah, they were lynched for a long time. Didn't hamper them. Kept fighting. Made their place in this world. All in readiness for the test match to commence. Now starts off with a wide one down the leg side. A bit of moisture in the surface. And these fast bowlers, they have to make sure to make use of it. And to be able to do that, they have to fall into a rhythm quite quickly and maintain good line of length. Have a look. Devoid of any grass. Darker in color, which tells you it has retained a bit of moisture.
Not getting the radar working right, and there'll be a lot of focus on Shannon Gabriel because he's been chosen as the frontline fast bowler ahead of the experienced Kimar Roach, which might surprise a lot of people back in the West Indies late on a Saturday night, early Sunday morning back in the Caribbean, because Gabriel struggled for fitness and form in the 2 test matches against Sri Lanka in Antigua. He looked really short of work in those couple of test matches, but clearly the think tank, including the captain Craig Brathwaite, the coach Phil Simmons, they are satisfied with the work put in by Gabriel that he's playing ahead of Roach.
That's better. Yeah, it did surprise me when I didn't find Himaru's name in the final 11. And off late, he's been bowling well. He's been amongst wickets. Umpire Ruchira Guru and old friend Kumar Dharmasena. He has become a veteran in Test match cricket as an umpire. Plenty of experience for him. Maybe he's preferred because of his awkward action. And he hits the deck hard. Strength. A bit of bounce from any surface. Well, plenty to do for him in this test match.
Well, he is consistently, when on form, the fastest of the West Indies bowlers, can certainly unsettle with that genuine pace. The question is, on what is expected to be a pretty bland surface here at goal, will he be able to sustain that effort over an extended period? First runs, boundary to the vacant third man.
If there were any nerves, disappeared for the batter. Nisanka wasn't in control, but he'll be happy that he's off the mark. Sri Lanka off the mark as well, up and running.
That's got to be disheartening for a fast bowler, Amir. 5th ball, brand new ball, you take an outside edge, it goes nowhere in the air, into the slip cordon.
Yeah, you have to give credit to the batter who played the ball with the softer hands.
Spoken like an opening batsman. Just a bit of inside edge past the short leg. No inside edge, in fact, leg by. First over of the test match is completed. It's 5 without loss.
James, do you want the marker? Do you want the marker? Down to square leg.
That's your center.
With Karunaratne at the top of the order for Sri Lanka, looking to lead the way. Batting first for the West Indies, a debut for Jeremy Solozano. Bit of a surprise with Shannon Gabriel preferred as the frontline fast bowler. The only other fast bowling option is Jason Holder, the former captain. He's going to be using the new ball from commentary end here at the Galle International Stadium.
Jason Holder is a stickler for accuracy. Balls within himself. His strength is just push the ball back up the length, get the deviation of the surface. And he has served West Indian cricket quite well.
Well, he's had quite a journey in the 6 years since the West Indies were last here. Played the first test match of the 2-test series here at Galle. Second test at the Fisara in Colombo. Kimar Roach left in the sidelines. Bit of hesitation before they go through for the single, but it was always there. This must be a surprise. Look at those numbers. He's led the West Indies attack for such a long time and has really come into his own over the last couple of years. Recovered from injuries, led the way in the defeat of England in 2019 in the Caribbean. Man of the series.
Slightly towards you.
231 wickets. That's experience and that's ability.
Correct.
And after that much of experience, if you are made to sit out,
Imran Khan just to the left of Powell at Galle. It goes into the boundary for 4. Another 4, and the runs are coming fast here. Sylvester Joseph. It was outside the off stump and he was coming forward, was not in control, but it would have taken a foot slip to take that one, so it went easily to the left of Powell.
Yeah, good length delivery. Just a bit, I think, just a bit too wide. Induced though a shot. He tried to punch the ball to cover. There is no cover feeler, so you see the captain making some changes basically after this is Atto. My good friend Ralston Atto would say, you know, when it's too late, when the horse already bolted, you know. So I think they need to come up with a precise plan where the line of attack and set the field accordingly. Oh, a lovely shot.
Imran Khan on the go. All the chase. Cannot stop that. Lovely shot to the tall right-hander. In fact, Sylvester Joseph, he is saying that here am I don't just see myself as playing this team as a leg spinner. I'm showing my batting competencies.
Yeah, he's a very capable batsman, lower order batsman, I would say. You know, as I said, he has that cool, calm character. You know, demeanor at the crease. He plays the ball accordingly. Try to play, you know, according to how the delivery come up and down. Try playing the V, and that was a lovely straight drive. Another one, beating this time. This one is well timed, beating that short mid off. That looks like the captain. He didn't have enough time because that one was well timed, and you see the simplicity of the shot. You know, just keeping his head still, going forward to the ball and driving the ball and timing it sweetly. You know, and he has immense power with that timing. So he's keeping it simple, but he's very effective.
Very effective, and that over would have cost the Chase 11 some